political correctness is American and Western liberals' the best cultural weapon. And under the arsenal of political correctness, they have cancel culture, they have Me Too movement, they have gender politics, they have critical race theory. These are all weapons in the arsenal of political correctness. These are all tactics that they use in order to silence people, in order to silence their critics, and to defeat their political opponents. Cancel culture is the best tactic so far under the umbrella of political correctness. Why? Because we all know that American Democrats and liberals are so adept at exploiting people's emotion, race, and culture. Okay? They are expert in gaslighting. If they can gaslight a nation, they can gaslight the whole world. And that's what they're doing with this presidency of creepy Joe Biden. The main reason is, again, political correctness, but there are sub-categories or sub-reasons as to why nobody would like to help Asians. So one of them is American Democrats and liberals' race-based rhetoric and policies. Okay, we all know that American Democrats and liberals are so obsessed with race, and that's the reason why they are using blocks in order to win elections. Okay, race-based politics. And in this race-based politics, Asian is one of their main victims. So part of which is affirmative action. Affirmative action. Okay? There is systemic racism in America. And we've seen so far how American politicians and fake news, American politicians like AOC or Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Pelosi, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, were like claiming that there is systemic racism. And in fact, Vice President Kamala Harris just said just a few hours ago after the guilty verdict against Derek Chauvin that there is systemic racism in America, because there is actually systemic racism in America, and that is racism implemented and being perpetrated by American Democrats and liberals.
America has a long history of systemic racism. Black Americans, and black men in particular, have been treated throughout the course of our history as less than human. Black men are fathers and brothers and sons and uncles and grandfathers and friends and neighbors. Their lives must be valued.
The problem is American GOP and Republicans don't know how to answer or how to rebut these libelous accusations by American Democrats. When American Democrats claim that there is systemic racism in America, what do these Republicans do? They are going to answer like they're being attacked. They are being so defensive. Because if they know what they're doing, I would tell these liberals that yes, there is systemic racism in America, and that is racism being implemented and perpetrated by you. One of the examples of systemic racism by American Democrats and liberals is affirmative action. Okay? Affirmative action. A lot of Democrats don't know this because, your regular Democrat voter or liberal would simply know nothing. Okay? Because if they did their research, they would find out that affirmative action is a manipulative, deceptive policy being implemented and championed by American Democrats and liberals in order to attract black votes. But while they're trying to attract black votes, they're trying to victimize Asians. Because affirmative action is racist and discriminatory against Asians. Okay, if you happen to have been familiar with the case filed by Asian groups against Harvard University, so Harvard University and these Ivy League schools, New York University, Yale, they've been discriminating against Asians in college entrance admission tests for admission. So this is what this American senator is discussing in this speech. Okay, that Joe Biden
The architect, as you
Joe Biden
undoubtedly know,
DOJ
was the president who
or Department of
designed the
Justice
Louvre's
dropped
iconic
this
glass pyramid was
Asian
actually an
group's
American.
case against Harvard for trying to
He was an
discriminate
Asian
against
American.
Asians in college
His name
entrance
was I.M.
examination.
Pei.
But that's going to be another story.